Wagwan viewers and subs, welcome back to Dancehall Agenda. Remember, here you get the latest news and reviews in dancehall. So if you haven't subscribed as yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Turn the post notification on by hitting that bell icon so you guys can be the first to be notified whenever we do an upload.
Mr. Rimeich, how are you?
Good night, sir.
How
Mr.
are you?
Dr. Rimeich live.
No, man, happy to be here, but I have a confession to make. I hope you don't mind.
What that know?
Well, I was kind of hoping that when I came on, I would have said Shenseea and not you. But anyway, I'll do it you for now.
Well, so Shenseea didn't I see him also. Me there.
Really?
But we have
So
to,
you have
yeah,
to
but
carry on then.
no, we have to keep the live of your next day.
Oh, yeah?
But I'm going to give you a dream. See?
Hi.
Oh my God! Wait. Hello, Shenseea. How are you? Well, I can only follow you online because Rimeich hiding you are. I don't know.
As I'm here, man.
nice to meet you finally, even remotely.
You
All
too.
is well.
All is well. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm working hard, and when I need a little break, I just tune in and listen to some of your lyrics, follow you online and all those things, right?
My lyrics are so like a lyrics me. I know.
No, I tell you, no, can I tell you? I'm a politician, so we have lyrics. We're politicians, but
sorry.
All right, go on, boy.
but what I will say, you are very talented, and I
Bye.
want to respect you. Take care.
Yeah, we don't want to go screen record. I get your
No, all I'm saying is that you're talented. That's all.
Yeah, good one.
Nice. Well, I have to commend you. For starters, and all seriousness now, you are one of those guys and your fraternity that have always reached out and said, listen, I want to help with this COVID thing. And I have to just tell all of your fans that I don't reach out to you, you reach out to me.
That is
And
true.
I really respect that because I do believe that the following and the respect and the base that you have at all levels of the society and indeed in the world, you and your crew, of course, Shenseea included and others, it is so important that we recognize that all of you have to tackle this thing. It can't be one segment of the population. So I really want to just big you up and big up your team and your crew and just say I'm here to, answer any questions, but just to say, boy, we have to work together.
Yeah, man, we all have to work together. You remember my motto, from day one is one team, one dream, That is my motto every day.
Yeah, man, no, it's simple. I agree with that. So how things otherwise?
Boy, from way of life, we have everything here, big boss.
Yeah.
Me I work only, but me see I work more than me.
No. I would never be so presumptuous. I follow you, and I see the work. I mean, you're working more style than me. I mean, like some of the brands that we see, and the traveling.
Well, not only me, but the whole Shenyang team did the vaccine. A lot of people DM me, but I can't answer all of them. So, to know more in depth, so we can people say out there in the world, because it's not just Jamaica alone. We have a lot of people watching here, and it's everywhere in the world have this stigma that the vaccine this, the vaccine that. You understand? And overall, the thing is, I don't know about you, but I can talk to everybody that I've gotten the virus already, so I can share both the good and the bad.
Well, maybe I can ask you a question. Why you got it? I'm gonna answer you, but I would be curious to know because as a man of the streets, I know you have been around and you would have been exposed to all of them conversations, but you decided to get it.
Yeah.
And clearly,
honestly, I got it. I got it knowing that I'm going to get it. Meaning that a friend of me that was living with me had it, and no one was there to take care of that person. So I just say, you know what? I'll just make up my mind. Say, look here, I just boots up my body, but I know I'm gonna end up get it because living in a house, no matter how you go away, if you are that one person that taking care of that person, it is evident that it might easily caught. You understand?
Well, this is where I want to enter, and I think you make a good point, right? First of all, and to all the people looking on, this COVID virus is no respecter of persons.
Exactly.
Uptown, downtown, midtown, wherever you are, local, foreign, the virus which started, well, we recognize it. It's from a family of viruses, but COVID-19 is a special variation of the virus. Started, of course, the evidence is in China, and it went rapidly across the world. Now, the long and short of it is that it's a virus that people to people spread.
Yeah.
And no matter which person you are, you can get it.
Exactly.
And the fact is, the impact of it, the more you hang around people, and we don't live in a world where we live by ourselves, right? Whether it is work, play, our family, our community, we have to interact with people. Otherwise, life wouldn't just make sense.
Yeah.
And so once you interact with people, you're going to be at risk. And so what has happened is that if we don't take the precaution, either to wear the mask and the physical distance, or in this case, to take the vaccine, then we're going to be at risk to catching the virus. And guess what? The people who catch it don't know how they're going to end up, because many people have died. There's over 3 million people in the world have died from COVID.
Yeah, man.
And the fact is, it is possible that any one of us can. Now, this vaccine is a big controversial issue. I know a lot of people are against it, and a lot of people in your fraternity, dancehall, music, I've heard many comment on it, say them no want to the virus, the vaccine. Listen, vaccines have been part of Jamaica from long before me and you born.
Yep.
The truth is that this vaccine, all it does is not the virus, very important, because people think it's a virus we're injecting in your body. It mimics or imitates the virus, so it's not the virus. And what it does, it helps your body to build up a resistance against the virus if you get it. So why when you get a little fever or a little chill or a little headache when you take it, all it does is that it's telling your body, say, listen, build up the power so when the virus comes, you can fight against it. That's all it does. It don't contaminate you. It don't put no chip inside of you, no code. It don't make you worse off. It actually make you better off. And I really respect that a man like you take it, because I know that the distractions are there saying otherwise.
All right, what you mean to say now? My reason for taking it. I went on a tour in October and we did 4 shows, right? Overseas here in America, where they don't have any ban for shows. And I did not get any virus at all, dealing with like maybe about 20 to 30,000 people at different events. But we came across hundreds of persons that we wear a mask, we sanitize or whatever. And we didn't get the virus. And I have friends that have just been in their house and get the virus. Because once somebody enter or leave the premises and come there, the virus is there. But at the end of the day, what I'm just saying to the people, me can't tell nobody what we're doing. Everybody free for do what they do. But if you're a business person, especially entertainers, everybody is free for their judgment. Everybody is free to do what they want to do. But I know that I'm a businessman and I have to travel a lot. And I caught the virus and it wasn't very good, and I don't want to catch it again. So I don't say, all of the world leaders them saying to do the vaccine, it's going to be something that going to kill us. My aunt took it, my cousin took it, everybody who basically live in America that related to me took it. And I had second thoughts about it, but me make them go be the test dummy them first and then go take it. You understand?
Well, you raise an important point, I think, that needs to be said. The virus is highly contagious. It's one of the most contagious viruses that we have come across. In other words, you talk to somebody and you'll be surprised when you're talking to somebody how much body fluid is exchanged. You know, if you touch them, because people talk and it is in the air and it touch the surface, and you touch the surface and you pick up the virus. The virus lodge inside of your nostril, go down into your lungs. It's a lungs disease, a respiratory disease. And people who have had it bad say it's like concrete in your lungs. You can't breathe.
Yeah.
And especially if you have other conditions, it just make you stop breathing. And then
I lost smell and taste. That was the worst part of it.
That's the point. Now, what I'm saying is you can't be too careful. You could still be very cautious and get it. And which is why the vaccine and the mask wearing is so important. And what you're saying is absolutely correct. And that's why I hope that your followers and others will respect what is happening and just buy into the program so we can
Well,
get
I want to ask you, when will Jamaica have the Pfizer? Because that's the one that I took, and I took it and had no side effect at all.
Right. Well, first of all, side effects vary from people to people. Maybe you drink a lot of, I don't know, it's a beetroot and Irish mash.
No, we take olive roots. We take olive roots.
And I'm not here endorsing roots, although it's your choice, and roots nice because I drink it too. It's not a medicine, but that is clinically. But anyway, the point is, your body is different from your best friend's body, your girlfriend's body, or anybody else's. And it depends a lot on your capacity or your body to manage the virus. So some people get the vaccine and it don't really make no difference. They don't feel anything.
Yeah.
Others get it and them have to stay in bed for a day or two. But in all of that, it means that it's making you better off. Now, the Pfizer vaccine we're negotiating to get some. The one that we have been using here is the AstraZeneca. Millions of people have taken the AstraZeneca and are better off for it. In Jamaica, 140,000 people so far have taken it. It's a double dose vaccine, and it's made in 4 countries around the world. It's made in South Korea. It's a Europe vaccine out of the UK. And it's made also in Mexico, and it's made in India. We have gotten doses of it. We have taken it. Nobody has died from it. We have had reactions, but that is understandable. The Pfizer does the same thing to many people, even though you never had any reaction. Same thing with the Moderna. The principle of vaccine for COVID right now, Rimeich, is that you take the first one you get, because you never know when the virus is going to turn up. So that's my advice, even though I know you prefer the Pfizer, because it says like the Rolls Royce of vaccines.
But read about them. I just make sure you get the one there. I just mean the comfort. As human beings, we still have to read up on these things. We have to suit what is. If you have choices, you make the right choice. But if you don't have choices, you work with what the best thing you can do.
The standard rule is take the one that you get, because I want to tell you something else. We only administer vaccines here that is tried and tested through clinical research, and that is approved by the World Health Organization. Some countries use vaccines that are not approved because they have confidence in it. We only take the one that's approved. So the Jamaican government will never administer a vaccine on the population that they're not confident in.
Okay.
And that we can assure you about. So no need to worry.
Oh, I remember, I think 2 weeks ago, some were being expired. Did you use all of them, or some was left? And how you did that situation?
Right. So yes, what happened is that we got some out of South Africa, 75,000 doses. The South Africans weren't using those vaccines because they have a strain there, the South African strain of the virus, that wasn't reacting very well to the AstraZeneca. We got that to Jamaica 5 days before it had a best date usage. Now, I don't want to get too technical, but the truth of the matter is that even if that date had passed, the manufacturer said you have 3 months to use it. But we never want anybody to be suspicious that we give them expired drugs. So what we did, we had a blitz, and believe me when I tell you, it wasn't as big as one of your sessions than what you have with all your big artists, but we were able to give a dose to the 75,000 people over 3.5 days, and actually achieve a 83,000 vaccination blitz across the country, which I'm very proud of the Jamaican people for taking it up. But none of them were administered after the expiry date, and I'm glad for that.
Lovely. So, is there a rule to this though, that is only people 60 and over can get vaccine?
No, what happened is that most of the vaccines say 18 and over. But the reason why we take the position that we start with the older people first, so let me give them respect, the senior citizens first, is because they are the ones that are most likely to get sick and to go to hospital and die. Because they are the ones, by virtue of age, with immune system that is weaker, or them have comorbidities, we call it. So meaning them have arthritis, diabetes, they may have had cancer and recovered, hypertension or high blood pressure. When you have them conditions, then what happens is that the virus will have a bigger impact on you and you could die. In fact, 80% of the deaths, Rimeich, in Jamaica, of the 700 and odd deaths over the last year from COVID, were over 60. So is your mother and your grandmother that we're trying to say, make we try and preserve them first. Most of the people who have had the virus were under 50, but most of them recover. Them get it, them go home, them sleep, them take medication, and they get better. And so what we do is put priority groups. People them on the front line, like the nurses and doctors, the older people, and then we work our way down. But the vaccine can be given to anybody over 18 years old.
Okay. Well, that's good then, because what I notice, remember said that with the blitz, with the sister, whole heap of people at Jamaica, they don't want to take the vaccine, So maybe you need to have a next blitz.